Coastal Living. Now, I don't know if you're working up an appetite quite yet, but this is around the time of the day where my stomach is growling and I haven't quite gotten that midday meal in, okay? We're going to introduce you to some delicious food trucks. We're getting a taste of the Coastal Bend today, and I could not be more excited because, you know, when there's food here, there's food in my mouth, and that's exciting here on Coastal Living. We also have a pet of the week for you, so if you're looking for a little furry friend to welcome into your home, there are surely so many looking for a new home, so we'll cover that as well, and so much more. So we're excited for today's show. Thanks for joining us. It's Coastal Living. Now, in honor of Women's History Month, which is all the month of March, but really, truly every day, right? Right. I have Ms. Della here with the YWCA to talk about an upcoming event they have celebrating some outstanding women from right here in our community that are wave makers, if you will.
Wave makers.
Inspiring everybody. And we want to invite you to this event and ask you to come and support these women, help celebrate them, but also to find some inspiration within yourself. So it's so great to have you here in studio.
Thank you so much, Clarissa.
Of course. Talk to me a little bit about what inspired this event.
Well, originally what inspired the event, it originated in 1979. Women were coming out of getting their college education and pursuing career paths instead of jobs. And we wanted to recognize these women that were blazing trails in the community in professions that typically were male-dominated. So now we have women moving into these roles. So they needed a support system, and they needed to find women like themselves. So
incredible in the 70s. That wasn't so long ago,
no,
only 50 years ago, right?
Right.
Fantastic. And so this kind of came to fruition. And how does this work? How do we celebrate these women?
We celebrate these women each year. We put about 2 months ahead of time, we put out a request for nominations. They are nominated by their peers, their friends, their colleagues, and the YWCA does not get involved in the nomination process or even the selection process of these women. It truly is a community effort to nominate these women.
So we have an event that you can be a part of to help
Absolutely.
Celebrate these women. What is it called, and how do we participate? What can we expect?
It is called Why Women in Careers, and you can expect that it will be on Thursday, March 6th in the evening from 5:30 to 8:30. It starts with a reception from 5:30 to 6:15, then we transition into the banquet hall. You will see videos about interviews, just candid interviews, very intimate setting with these women to kind of learn about their stories, and it's the stories that are powerful.
Sure.
It's the stories that the audience, and a lot of, part of this is a fundraiser for our YW teens. These are 10 and 11-year-old girls who come from under-resourced school districts and zip codes where they don't usually move outside of their zip code. So this is an event they come to see and hear from professional women, and it's their stories. Not only is it the stories for the that they hear about, while these women had beginnings like I did.
Exactly.
They had to deal with some of the same social issues that I deal with now as a 10-year-old girl, and even and in addition to that, they come with their mothers or significant other adult, and that it's the adults that hear these same stories and get sparks because they're going like, the stories are powerful. As you know, in what you do, the stories are everything.
Absolutely, and what a unique experience, a unique bonding opportunity for a mother-daughter duo or a big sister, little sister, or besties to go out.
Absolutely.
And even if you haven't heard of any of these women, they're certainly going to inspire you. Let's get the details one more time. Omni Corpus Christi.
Omni Corpus Christi, Thursday, March 6th.
Okay.
And it's from 5:30 to 8:30.
What do tickets cost? Where do we get a hold of the tickets?
You can go to our website, ywcacc.org, or you can call me at 361-857-5661.
I love it. Okay, well, what a fantastic tradition here in the Coastal Bend, and a wonderful way to celebrate women and all the empowerment that awaits those young ladies. It really does take a village, and we all have to show up for each other and realize that we are not alone. It's a big old team effort right here in the Coastal Bend. We're all family, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course. I don't know about you, but I love me a good food truck, and I'm here at one of the most popular local food trucks, Jefe Street Tacos and more, with Miss Jasmine.
Hi.
And my mouth is watering, y'all. I got some steak fries in front of me. It looks so good. But we have a very exciting festival coming up for you all. You have a chance to get a taste of the coast at Water's Edge Park on March 8th, and these guys are going to be a part of it. So you've seen them before, maybe you've tried their food, but if you haven't, Jasmine, talk to me about the food truck, how it started, how long y'all been around.
Yeah, well, Jefe Street Tacos has been around for 8 years with the food truck. And then last year we did go to Pork and Mortar
cool.
So yeah, we have our restaurant on South Alameda on 4301.
How exciting.
So yeah, no, and then we have our street tacos, our asada fries, and then we definitely have corn cups and little churros for our dessert. And so yeah, no, definitely.
Very good. Are those some of your most popular items?
So our most popular item is our asada fries. You know, we do give big quantities, so definitely worth it.
I love that. Yeah, sometimes you go to a food truck and you spend, a good chunk of change. Everything's expensive and we got to cover the cost. But they do not skimp you out on the meat, the fries. You can feed your whole family with these. But get a little plethora of food. Now we have that festival coming up, which is great. We love a chance to try out all the different food trucks and get a little something from everywhere. As an owner of a food truck, what does it mean to you to be a part of something like this?
Oh, it's awesome. We love the crowds that we get. Everything is just awesome. Sorry.
Lots of new people that come in and try your food that maybe ordinarily wouldn't have exposure to, right?
Yes, a lot of people ask us where we're located, and so it's awesome to get our brand out.
Yes, and now that you have a brick and mortar, we always know where to find you.
Yes,
Very
yes,
cool.
definitely.
So since you have both, where can we, are you still active in the food truck throughout the week?
Yes, we do go to festivals, any caterings that we have. If you're interested in caterings, you can go ahead and follow us on Facebook.
Nice.
And then we do have our apartments that we go to, so we're all around the city.
Apartments are smart because people are hungry and you don't want to go too far to grab that bite to eat. So that festival's coming up, again, Water's Edge Park, March 8th, and that is from 12 to 10 p.m. So you can hang out there all day and have basically brunch, lunch, and dinner there if you want. Bring the whole family because there's a lot to do. What can we expect over at the festival?
So we have about 10 food trucks. We have 40 booths. We will have our DJ.
Now this is all put on by our friends Cad's Market, which you're very familiar with. They host a plethora of fantastic markets around town, and it's just such a great platform and a great way to get exposure to everybody, right? In this case, some really great food trucks. So at least 10 food trucks, live music, downtown at Water's Edge Park. These days, the weather's pretty unpredictable, so bring your coat and your swimsuit. We don't know what to tell you about that. But either way, it's going to be a really great time, a great opportunity to try new food, and we want to encourage you to try out Jefes. So talk to me about where we can find you online, and give me your brick and mortar location again as well.
Yeah, so our brick and mortar location is at 4301 South Alameda, right across the street from HEB. And then we can find us on Facebook if you look us up on Jefes Street Tacos and more.
Very cool. Okay, well, thanks for chatting with me today. I know you have to get to work, and I'm going to get down on this plate. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see y'all for a Taste of the Coast on March 8th at Water's Edge Park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Coastal Living's Pet of the Week.
All right, it's time to introduce our pet of the week. Meet Draco, a beautiful Alaskan Husky around 2 years and 7 months old. Of course, he's black and white, but look at those gorgeous eyes. Now, he's about 53 pounds, and he is very dog-friendly. He loved running around in the play yard, and he's also been very friendly with staff, and he loves attention, just like the rest of us, right? Now, Draco is very energetic. He's still pretty young, so he's learning how to walk on a leash, of course. So it's going to take a patient owner for him, and yeah, he'll need some extra love and attention and extra patience, of course, as we try to teach him all those tricks. But he's looking for a new home, and so are his friends. You can stop by and visit them Monday through Saturday from 1 to 5:30 over at Corpus Christi Animal Care Services. So Draco is up for adoption. Head out there and let's give him a new home.
Coastal Living's Pet of the Week is paid for by Animal Medical Corpus Christi, family owned and operated since 1981.
If you're anything like me, and I know I'm not alone, you might suffer from dry, itchy, inflamed eyes and really not understand where it's coming from. I use eye drops like it's going out of style. Well, we're going to get you some helpful information today if you can relate. Today we're here at Drs. McIntyre, Garza, Avila, and Jerica here at La Palmetto Mall with Dr. Brooke Blankenship, and we're going to talk about what could be causing this, some natural remedies, and then of course some intervention that they can do here that really is showing great results. So it's awesome to be here with you today.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Of course. So what's causing these dry, itchy, inflamed eyes?
Yeah, so inflammation, of course, is the main factor here, and you know, not everybody knows that that's what the factor is. What's causing it is there's a lot of different culprits. There's diet, lifestyle, alcohol use, but also autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Sjogren's syndrome, a lot of different factors that add to inflammation.
Awesome. Now, something I know that's really common is, our medical professionals telling us diet. That's always the first thing, is what are you putting into your body? The alcohol, the processed foods, all those things.
Yeah, so as far as lifestyle changes, of course, as discussed, you want to cut down those processed foods. You want to decrease those high sugars, cut that alcohol, things that we all have heard many, many times, but it really is true. You are what you eat, and how we treat our bodies definitely manifests in how we live our lives. Yep. But I will talk about a little bit some different things that we can incorporate. Thankfully, living in the Coastal Bend area, we have a lot of fish. So fish is really high in omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. Some other anti-inflammatory things, if you're not a fan of fish, are going to be avocado. We love avocado down here, and flaxseed. And this is an easy one. I know this sounds, I don't really want to do flaxseed, but it's actually going to be easy if you like eating cereal or oatmeal. This can be easily ground up and put it into your cereal, and it's also really high in omega-3s. And to kind of dive down a little bit deeper with inflammation and how it affects the eyes, so if you have inflammation, we have glands along the eyelid margin, and they help to moisturize our eyes. And so if they get inflamed, they get swollen and they don't work properly. So that leads to more of those symptoms. There's many things out there that can help with that, but what we've seen the best success with is our IPL treatment. That's our in-office intense pulse light. That's a combo treatment that helps to both decrease that inflammation, but also help to open up those glands that we're talking about. So it does really good, and it works for a long, long time. So we've been seeing a lot of success with that. In the meantime, work on that diet, but I do recommend that you come in for a consultation on that to see what causes that dry eyes, maybe what causes your inflammation, and then we'll talk about what will be the best thing for you if IPL is for you too.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, honestly, I tell you to come in. You probably already come here because everybody I know, I'm like, when do you get your eyes checked? They're like, oh yeah, over there, La Palmetto Mall, second floor. Love it here. Such a great team of doctors that are so well educated and well versed. And what I appreciate so much is that the first thing she discussed as a solution is your diet. They're not ready to just distribute medication and all these other things, although sometimes that's necessary, but we're considering what you put in your body first, and that is your daily diet. So let's consider those things. Come by and visit the team here at McIntyre, Garza, Avila, and Eureka at La Palmetto Mall, second floor, and they'll take wonderful care of you. Don't forget to mention Coastal Living sent you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So far, so good. We're having a fantastic show, but I've got to admit, one of the favorite things we feature on our show is the Coastal Bend history with our buddy Andy Lascano. Right now, we're going to learn about the Buck Stadium history, which is cool. I go there all the time to support the sports, right? So we'll learn about that and so much more when we return. Don't go anywhere. It's Coastal Living.
This is Coastal Bend History.
I'm Andy Lascano, and we're at Buccaneers Stadium. For more than 80 years, this place has been home to football games and other events. But it didn't happen until nearly half a century after Corpus Christi High School was originally built.
The drive to build it started on February 10th, 1939 with an event called Stadium Day. Total estimated cost for the project, $126,000, or nearly $3 million in today's money. $80,000 would come from a government grant, but the other $46,000 had to be raised locally, and $30,000 was needed immediately for construction to begin. So volunteers raised a big chunk of that money, selling 3,000 season ticket books for $10 each. The new stadium was to be built on the same site as Clark Field, where games had always been played. By the time it was complete, construction cost had ballooned to $200,000. The first official game in the stadium was on September 27, 1940, in which the Buccaneers beat San Antonio Jefferson 14-0. But the stadium wasn't even fully finished for the game. It was nearly a year later before the complete new stadium was dedicated by then School Board President W.B. Ray and given the name Buccaneers Stadium. Buck Stadium has hosted a number of memorable games, including college games from both Del Mar and Corpus Christi University. It was also home to the 1955 game between Corpus Christi College Academy and Solomon Coles High School, one of the first games in Texas, matching an all-black school against a predominantly white team.
Now, the stadium has been remodeled twice, but the original stadium, it still exists, and it's still home to countless sporting events and other large events, including the annual Buck Days Night Parade. In fact, 80 years after it was built, Buck Stadium is listed as the 7th largest high school football stadium in Texas. Capacity, 18,000. Tell you what, if you want to learn more about Buck Stadium, you know what to do. You can click on the QR code you see on your screen, or you can go to our website, christv.com, click on the Coastal Bend History tab. This story will be there, and the rest of our Coastal Bend history stories will be there for your enjoyment. Until next time, I'm Andy Lascano.
To me, nothing is more down-home comforting than a banana bread that's right out of the oven. Well, my new favorite that tops banana bread is a brown sugar banana cake that's, well, I guess the best way to describe it is heavenly. To make it, all we have to do is beat some softened butter and sugar with some sour cream and a couple of eggs until it's creamy. Once it is, we toss in about 4 ripe bananas that we've mashed, along with a splash of vanilla. After this is smooth, we add our dry ingredients and continue to beat until the batter comes together. This goes into a baking dish and we pop it in the oven for about a half an hour until it passes the toothpick test. After it cools, we finish it with a brown sugar boiled milk frosting that's so good, you could eat it by the spoonful. I only wish you could smell how good our kitchen smells right now. On top of that, the cake is super moist, thanks to the ripe bananas and our sour cream. Plus, the frosting is to die for. To get the recipe for what we call brown sugar banana cake, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found the ultimate comforting way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
It's very moist.
It is moist, isn't it? Yum-malicious.
All right, everybody, it's time to get some legal advice from the man himself. Robert Heil with Heil Law Firm is in the house, and we're so excited to have you.
Amazing to be here.
Good deal. Yeah. Okay, so something that's happening all the time, people are distracted drivers, accidents are happening. What are the do's and don'ts of a car accident experience?
Exactly. Well, we always say at the Heil Law Firm, we're battling for justice, winning for the community. Mm-hmm. Battling for justice part is a lot of helping people that are injured and they're in these bad situations. So they come to us sometimes broken bones, all banged up, their backs are hurting, they don't know what to do. So sometimes we're the first call after the police come out and we try to guide them through that. So I have a couple tips that I think are helpful, some of the best do's and don'ts, and we can definitely talk about some of those.
Okay, so it happens, we're on SPID on the feeder lane or whatever it may be, and we pull over. They pulled over with us. It wasn't a hit and run, thank God. And so what's the step one?
First thing is safety, and you want to make sure just because you got into a wreck doesn't mean traffic stops. So you got cars whizzing by. You want to pull over to a safe spot. Sometimes get away from the freeway if you're able to get to a spot where you're not going to get hit. You see a lot of people sometimes that get worse because they got hit after, and we definitely want to avoid that. I see so many of those. So safety is the priority. You want to make sure that you can get to a safe spot, look around, make sure you're hopefully away from the accident as much as you can. If you're on the side of the road, try to get to a place where you're not going to get hit by somebody else. That's number one.
Okay.
Get you and your passengers to a safe spot.
Great. Okay. Number two, who do I call first?
Always call, if you need medical treatment, call the ambulance. Call 911. You got to get that health part covered. If everybody seems to be okay at that point, you got to call the police so they can come out and kind of clear the scene. Sometimes they can stop traffic to make it a little bit safer, and they're going to be able to make a report of all the incident, get everything documented, make sure everything's safe. So the number two thing, once everybody's safe, get the police involved so they can come out and do their job to make sure that the public is protected and that they can document and make sure everything is okay with what happened with that accident. accident.
Great. Okay, police are on the way. We're pulled over to a safe space. Hopefully there's no violence or confrontation after this happens.
Yeah.
What's the next step? Are we checking on each other and exchanging information?
Yeah, you want to exchange info, and a lot of people know that. It's second nature, but you want to document. Now everybody's got cell phones, so it's a really good idea because at this point, if everybody's safe, the police have done their job. It becomes about your car getting it fixed, getting the health care that you need.
Yep.
But you got to document that scene a little bit. So we always recommend if you got your cell phone, bust it out, take photos of the other person's driver's license, of their insurance, document everything. Take pictures of your car where everything happened. And if you have anyone who was there on the scene, just take a video of the scene. And it's helpful sometimes for the insurance. You'd be surprised how many times insurances love to collect premiums, but they don't like to pay out. So you've got to do your part as an advocate for yourself and your family to document. So take photos, take videos, get pictures of the other driver, of their ID. If you do that, it gives you a better chance to make sure your rights are protected. And of course, a good law firm will help you with that. If you don't hire the law firm, hire someone, because it's so important to have an advocate in your corner.
Absolutely. And while you're there, voice out how everything went down as well. So you've got that play-by-play in case you forget. We forget things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight for yourself.
Exactly. And we know you're going to fight for us too. And you've got all the best referrals and stuff if we do need medical attention afterwards. So where can we go to get in touch with Howell Law Firm?
Give us a call, 361-356-1277. You can find us on our website at HowellLawFirm.com.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for that info. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Now be sure to come back again tomorrow because you know we're your one-stop shop to find all the fun things to do over the weekend. We've got Around the Bend, and we also love visiting with our buddy Jace Tunnel. The guy is so cool. We've had a chance to go out to the beach with him before, but he's always finding really neat things out there, things that I never see at the beach. So that's always exciting as well. Be sure to join us then, but if you miss us that much, you can find us online on Facebook and Instagram at Coastal Living TV, as well as our YouTube channel, Coastal Living TV, Corpus Christi. Show us some love, y'all. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.